Hello, Cambridge. Welcome to What's That About, where we answer all your questions about the pressing issues of the day, brought to you by CCTV. We bring you the news 12 times a year.
We'd do it more often, but you people couldn't handle that many truth bombs.
Our first question comes from Shubra on Kinneard Street. Shubra asks, now that the World Cup is over, what impact did the new alcohol regulations have? Was there mayhem in the streets? Could the changes be made permanent?
Those are great questions. But Julie, we're in the middle of summer, right?
Yeah.
It's been really hot outside, right?
Yeah.
So that means it must be time for one of our favorite segments, What's That About? Hot Summer Roundup.
Did we even do a summer roundup last year?
Of course we did, Julie. You remember, it was last summer. Anyway, topic 1 of the Hot Summer Roundup is Cambridge loosens up a little. As we talked about last month, thanks to a temporary change in the state regulations made for the World Cup, from June to the end of July, the city of Cambridge has allowed bars to sell drinks to go and for people to drink from open containers in designated areas around Inman, Harvard, and Central Squares. Also, bars that apply to the city can stay open until 3 a.m.
Almost 50 bars signed up, and by all the accounts we've seen, it didn't turn into the Purge out there. Even the Friday of the famously crazy Cambridge dance party where they shut down Central Square to traffic, had a giant soccer watch party, and brought in DJs and light shows for nighttime street dancing, there was no reported alcohol-related disturbances.
As someone who partook of the new law by purchasing a beer from the Lily Pad and watching a game at Inman Square viewing party, I can report it just seemed healthy. Bars and restaurants made money, people had fun, and no one went too nuts. As Phoenix Landing owner Kevin Trainer said in the Cambridge Day, the temporary changes have been a boon to their businesses. I've never seen Central Square like this before. Personally, Julie, I think they should make the changes permanent.
It seems like bar owners and even city councilors like Patty Nolan and Mark McGovern would also welcome that. Patty Nolan in the Cambridge Day said, quote, I'm in favor of extending it. The arcane rules around alcohol consumption need an overhaul, end quote. Unfortunately, the state pilot program ends on July 31st, so as of now, it's just a temporary fling, making our towns a little more like 21st century Paris and a little less like 17th century Salem.
Great. That means we have to rely on getting the attention of the State House to make it permanent. And we'll never know exactly how to do that because Beacon Hill is an opaque, corrupt hellhole where no one knows how anything gets done, and the powers that be are hunky-dory with that. That means I'm going to have to make a direct plea to Speaker for Life Mariano and President for Life Karen Spilka. Ron, Karen, I know we haven't always seen eye to eye, but I promise I will donate the entire contents of my wallet to your campaign, which currently consists of 18 American dollars. If you make the new extended liquor laws permanent, call me.
Okay, let's move on to item number 2 of our summer roundup, a win for public beach access, finally.
That's right. Our tens of viewers will recall that in our April 2023 show, wealthy Cruella / beach mansion owner Elizabeth Fisher sued to prevent access to the Atlantic Path that had been a public way used by picnickers, hikers, and fishermen since the 19th century. She felt that bird watchers passing by the edge of her property made her feel like, quote, a stranger in her home.
Except when Ms. Fisher bought her house in the 1990s, she knew it included a provision in the property deed dating back to 1887 that the path in back of her property must remain open to the general public.
That seems pretty clear cut. How could she have a leg to stand on when it's in a 140-plus year deed provision?
She really didn't, and as an attorney, she probably knew that. But instead, Ms. Fisher decided to mount a nuisance suit against the government, perhaps hoping the government would cut a deal instead of spending tens of thousands of dollars in court costs necessary to fight the lawsuit.
This is why rich people suck. Couldn't she have spent that money on inventing the perfect sandwich-making robot instead of making everyone else miserable?
Well, she probably should have, because the state AG's office under Andrea Campbell ended up stepping in and defending the path's public access in land court, and the state won. It took only 2 years, thousands of dollars, and a lot of wasted government man-hours.
So everybody go up to the Atlantic Path in Rockport and bring a picnic dinner of smelly sardines in the area behind 18 Long Branch Avenue, Rockport, Massachusetts. Tell Miss Fisher that What's That About sent you. Now let's move on to item number 3, Trouble in Cinephile Paradise. The owners of the buildings that hold the Somerville Theatre and the Capitol Theatre in Arlington are officially up for sale. No!
Yep, the Freeman family, who purchased the buildings back in 1984, are looking to retire and cash in to the tune of $12 million for each building. The Freemans also managed the theaters until they transitioned ownership of the business a couple years ago to longtime theater manager Ian Judge and his partners, who called themselves CSB.
Well, at least the CSB have multi-year leases in place and wouldn't be in danger of being kicked out for several years. But what's the long-term prognosis, Julie?
The CSB team are cautiously optimistic. They put out a press release saying, quote, "We are working behind the scenes to ensure the future of these businesses. We don't have all the details yet, but hope to have more soon." End quote.
Well, according to the Cambridge Somerville Independent, there's been a lot of buyer interest from wealthy movie lovers, including a rich older gentleman who always said if Somerville Theatre ever came up for sale, he'd want to buy it, and some famous actor groups.
Actor groups? What kind of actors?
Some mysterious but unnamed actor groups. But remember when friend of show counselor Mark McGovern told us that Casey Affleck and Matt Damon were trying to reopen the old AMC Theater in Harvard Square a few years ago?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, that effort failed because billionaire owner and destroyer of local cultural spaces, who likes to sit on his vacant property holdings like smog on a pile of gold, Mr. G.K. Chan, refused to sell to them.
It is fun to think about Matt Damon and the Afflecks running the Somerville Theatre, just as long as Ben doesn't try to show his AI slop movies there.
I mean, hopefully Matt talks some sense into him. He went to Harvard.
So did Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, so did Conan O'Brien. Anyway, this has been another hot summer roundup. Well, that was almost like 3 bits of good news. Maybe things are getting better around here.
As long as some hedge fund billionaire like G.K. Chan doesn't try to swoop in and outbid the Goodwill Hunting boys.
Don't harsh my mellow, Julie. I'm riding high into August. Until next week, we'll see you first.